This coming month, Cardano has confirmed its hard fork combinator event as we were expecting. And other important news is that they have announced that they are entering a new phase for the onboarding of millions of students and teachers in collaboration with the Ministry of Education in Ethiopia. We will cover all these in details to understand what it means for Cardano, as we will cover many other points, so make sure to stick till the end. Cardano is the so-called third-generation blockchain, which are blockchain networks designed to provide smart contracts functionality with an emphasis on scalability, interoperability, and sustainability. Cardano started its development back in 2015 with Charles Hoskinson, the founder, a well-known mathematician and developer at the time, which was also co-founder of Ethereum, and a well-known public figure in the present. Charles has always been extremely transparent on its ideas and on what he wants to deliver with Cardano. From many years ago, he has regularly been giving updates directly on the development of the blockchain, or he has been interacting with the community on LevYouTube. This helped building trust and built one of the most large and active communities in crypto. From 2015, Cardano has a roadmap which still nowadays sticks to it, delivering what they promise with no delays. This is important to keep in mind, also because it does affect positively the price every time. We had the first era called Byron, the foundation, in 2015. We then had the Shelley era in July 2020, when we had the decentralization upgrade, and we had the Goggin era upgrade in September 2021, when they enabled smart contracts functionality on the network. Towards this, we saw ADA reach an all-time high, to then decline after that until the low of today. The fourth era, the next big milestone on the roadmap, is the Basho era, the scaling of the network, which they announced we entered back in January 2022. The negative price movement is caused by macro factors out of cryptocurrency industry. We then have an overall crypto market in a clearly bearish period. And lastly, this downtrend has also been caused by few factors on Cardano blockchain, which we will cover shortly. However, the network is more active than never, and this is a healthy correction, which will drive ADA's price much higher in the future, but keep watching to understand what. First, we have the all economy in a difficult time with the inflation rate skyrocketing and many other uncertainties, which makes all the markets unstable in this period. Also, the war in Ukraine affects all this, and it brings much more fear in the markets and low confidence. We then have the crypto market following Bitcoin, which seems to be in a stagnant phase, if not completely bearish. We will have to see how this will develop in the coming weeks. It is likely that we will be in a bearish period until Bitcoin turns bullish, and in my opinion, this will last few months. Lastly, in the Cardano ecosystem, there is more sell pressure than usual for a major reason. Many decentralized applications with smart contracts deployment since September are launching on Cardano, and this is positive for the ecosystem, but it was negative for Cardano's price in the short term, because to fund these developments, there was the necessity of extra fiat currency, which was taken also from ADA reserves by selling the coin. However, many projects are launching, which will increase ADA demand exponentially on a long term and creates huge investments opportunities for us. If you are subscribed to the channel, you probably saw the videos. Otherwise, I will post few quick videos at the end. The Basho era, which we are in now, includes different scaling solutions with the main goal of scaling and making the network much more effective for a healthy expansion. Remember that this is the biggest milestone, where Cardano will become so big but will remain efficient with low costs, issue that Ethereum hasn't solved yet. Ethereum, in fact, is extremely expensive to use. First, they have increased the block size by 11% from 72 kilobytes to 80 kilobytes. This upgrade is to allow 11% more transactions to be able to be processed at the same time. This has been already implemented and the on-chain activity increased significantly, but we didn't have any issues in regards to this. They are going to increase Plutus script memory units per transaction to 14 million, 11% increase here too. This will increase the allowance and capability for the smart contracts. They are going to improve the block propagation to at least 95% of peers within 5 seconds. This will allow for more aggressive scaling changes. They are going to enable side chains, which are basically secondary blockchains connected to the main Cardano blockchain, where tokens and other digital assets can be moved from the main blockchain to the side chains and back. And lastly, Hydra Update will allow Cardano to process transactions off-chain, with an increase to over 3 million transactions per second. To make a comparison, Visa processes around 65,000 transactions per second. It is not specified when all these scaling solutions will be implemented, but it is going to be this year. They have announced that it is on their schedule to hard fork the Cardano network on testnet by end on May to then hard fork the network on the mainnet on 29th June. The hard fork upgrade will allow higher on-chain storage of data for users. It will decrease the usage of data at the same time. The users will be protected from losing their ADA coins, held as collaterals, and many other technical upgrades, which could include these mentioned above. Before we continue, I just want to clarify something that you might have forgotten. We only do educational entertainment, and my job here, it is not to be your financial advisor. So please do your own researches before investing. Cardano has a scientific research-first approach, and it has always been delivering on time what they planned. We have seen this in the past, with many upgrades that they have been achieving slowly but surely. Last upgrade we had it was back in September, when they enabled smart contracts on the blockchain. Since then, the wallet addresses more than doubled. In fact, Cardano adoption is increasing exponentially, and it almost reached 3.5 million wallets, which is a huge milestone. This represented over 1,000% in growth in the last year, even if the price went down. There are also almost 1,000 smart contracts developing on the network, which some of them launched and they are fully functional. It has decreased because many investors bought the rumor and sold the news. In fact, the price went up towards the new upgrade to then go down, something that always happens in crypto, and not just. However, this is quite understandable. It is the right thing to take profits if you bought in early and Cardano reaches such levels. As with any kind of investment, this combined with the unstable overall market conditions drove the price lower. But this does not mean Cardano has stopped its development and its progress. In fact, the project is reaching important milestones. And this is the moment when you need to look at the data. You need to look at what they achieved, and in this dips you need to buy. If you believe in the project, and if you want to make good gains, because buying Cardano now could be compared with buying Bitcoin or Ethereum a few years ago. If you buy when everyone is talking about it, and is up 50%, most likely you buy right before, it is going to have a correction. This is because who is buying now at this low levels, after they will make a 50% gains, they will take profits and they will wait for another low. Other important things to keep in mind are that Cardano is even developing towards a cross-chain future. They have in fact recently announced the collaboration with Wanchain. With this, the launch of different cross-chain bridges. This means full interoperability has been enabled between Cardano mainnet, Cardano sidechain, and other 15 plus layer 1 or 2 blockchain networks. We also have a collaboration between IOHK Cardano and Singularity Net, with the goal of increasing adoption for Cardano. They in fact released recently the AGIX ERC20 converter on mainnet. This bridge is centralized, meaning that the validity of its operations and token transfer success will be managed exclusively by Singularity Net, and it will allow to bridge digital assets or tokens from Ethereum to Cardano, as it will allow many projects to migrate from Ethereum to Cardano to benefit of the lower fees. If we have a look of Pool.io, we can see the Cardano staked amount is very high too. 73% of the current supply is in stake, which is extremely positive. This could mean that these funds do not care if we are in a bear market. They believe in Cardano, and they are here for a long period of time. They will not create any sell pressure in a short period of time. Instead, they will leave their funds to earn passive rewards over time. This percentage shows what a strong community they have. Most of this staked amount are hodlers which are planning to hold for years. In fact, we saw this percentage never going lower than 70% in the past year, but slowly increasing over time. If we now look at the price, it is just $0.50 per coin, which is extremely undervalued, and it is one of the most secure ways to 10x your investment in the coming years. Because Cardano, it is going to reach $5 at least. The question is just when. And it will happen much faster than we can imagine. The market will turn bullish before we will realize. Yes, we could go lower. Let's say Bitcoin will have a major correction. Cardano will follow and go lower. But it doesn't really matter that much at what price you start buying, because now, in my opinion, it is the right time to start accumulating ADA coin. You need to look at the upside potential and consider the risk and decide if it is worth investing at this level or not. In my opinion, it does not matter if we are going lower. When we have these low levels, it is time to buy. And this is what I am doing because it is a good opportunity looking at what it can achieve in 5 years' time, or even in few months. Other things to keep in mind that are going to increase always more the demand and the price higher is the new Cardano NFT marketplace. Fibonite recently rebranded to Fibo. Developed by Emergo, the marketplace has seen a surge in users in the past months. Emergo is the commercial arm of Cardano and one of its founding entities. And don't forget that Cardano is the first blockchain that signed deals with the government of Zanzibar to maximize the potential of the region's blue economy, which will take place in phases from spring 2022. They have also recently announced that they are entering an implementation phase for the partnership with Ethiopia. In collaboration with the Ethiopian Ministry of Education, they will start to onboard on the software this month to reach 1 to 2 million users by end of the year on the Cardano blockchain. This will provide by 2023 over 5 million students and 75,000 teachers with decentralized identity and blockchain-based educational records and track performance. The developments behind this partnership were recognized as the 14th most influential project in 2021 by the Project Management Institute. Cardano overall, it has a huge vision ahead, and it is just getting started. And as the ecosystem will expand, the demand will start increasing exponentially with the Scale-in Solutions implementation this year. This will also attract more institutional attention in Africa, as in other countries, and a lot of retail investors will join Cardano. This will happen. We saw this adoption with Bitcoin in the years, we saw it happening with Ethereum, and it will happen with Cardano. This is all the information that Cardano has released so far. But they will likely release some more details in the coming days on the last Thursday of the month, when they will do the Cardano 360, their monthly update, so make sure to subscribe to my channel to get the updates. Thank you for watching, and please like the video if you found it helpful.